Man, Flex, what's going on?
What's up, man?
See, I knew what you were gonna wear. See, I was not worried about us clashing, because I knew you were gonna come in here wearing all Nike. Do you have a Nike endorsement deal?
No, listen. It's not all Nike, okay? This is Nike.
Hold up. Oh, I'm sorry. Hat's Nike.
Right.
Okay, what's
This is not Nike. This right here is Legends. Matt Barnes is actually a part owner of this company.
Okay, I'm absolutely shocked you don't have Nike clothes on.
Yeah, I had some,
because on the golf course, like the entire, you got Nike draws on.
I gotta have all of it.
Socks.
That's right.
All of that.
Yep, I got everything. I mean, listen, man. We golf heads, man, and when they giving out stuff, I'm taking it. I'm taking it for sure.
Well, see, that's the thing cause you're absolutely right. Because man, I'll go through. I remember we came to Anthony Anderson golf tournament.
Yeah.
And I had this Adidas bag, and Bill Hammond goes, of course, who put both tournaments on.
Right.
Bill goes,
yeah.
Bill goes, he says, "What you doing with that Adidas bag?" I said, "This from said tournament. Y'all the one gave it to a brother." He's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, you're right."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Excuse me."
Yeah.
I said, "You gotta let me know."
Yeah, I remember I used to wear a lot of Brand Jordan during one-on-one, and I mean, he used to give me tons of stuff. And I remember doing his tournament in the Bahamas, and Shanice and I were walking, and of course, I'm making sure I'm dripped down in Nike Brand Jordan, and she had on Nike and she had on Adidas. He looked at her, he was like, "Hey, Mom, you gonna have to take them damn Adidas off." He's serious about that.
Right.
He dead serious about it.
Well, you said Brand Jordan.
Yeah, she said, "Well, send something to me."
Boom.
Yeah.
Did he send something?
Yeah. Yeah.
See?
Yeah, they took care of us. Yeah.
See, there you go. She like, "Look, you want me to wear shoes?
Yeah.
Drop them in the mail."
Yeah, they took care of us big time. Yeah,
See,
man.
I probably would wear Adidas on purpose.
You know what? And I can see that. Just to have the confrontation, I can see it.
Because first of all, I've never.
He played in high top Adidas
right.
at UNC.
Right.
But he throws that in the back of his mind.
See, my deal would be you the one getting the check, not me.
True story.
Because I've been given all kinds of shoes. So my whole deal is, look, I ain't got a contract with nobody. Now, unless they're advertiser on my show, see, that's probably what I would say. I'll be like, "Mike,
there you go.
Call my sales team.
Yeah.
Y'all become a sponsor of my show.
There you go.
I'll be more than happy to wear your stuff."
There you go. Yeah. Those times. Listen, I had times where they of course they cut back on everything, but you literally have a stipend. You have an amount that you could spend up to every year. And I loved it. I loved it.
So you used it?
Yes, I did.
You used it?
There was nothing left over to the next year at all.
You like, it's $8 left.
I'm using everything. Yeah, give me a glove.
I know some socks. Yeah, I know something. I'm going to use that 8. Yeah, I'm going to leave y'all with like 50 cents.
Yes, sir. That's right. That's right, man.
How you get the name Flex?
That came from my boy Stretch. That's
okay, hold up.
Yeah.
His name is Stretch.
Yes.
You flex.
Yes.
Both of y'all flexible?
Yeah, I used to be. So we started going out to the hip hop clubs and everything, and I was all loose and limber and all that stuff. But I was trying to find a name. We were trying to make up names, and
because y'all were dancers.
Yes. This one time I said, okay, maybe if I put sand in my pocket and then put it on the floor, then I could slide and I could be Sandman, and that was terrible. But then. He was just like, checking out just how I move, and he was like, "Yo, why not just flex?" And I was like, "There it is," and I've been flex ever since.
Dancing is probably the most forgotten element of hip hop.
Oh man!
Because there are clearly defined elements of hip hop.
Yeah. I think it's being revisited now. Now. Dancing is starting to get the props it deserves for being part of the culture, because you would see rappers, performers, they always had dancers.
Right.
I was part of an amazing dance team called the Mop Tops, and we choreographed, everybody. And then when I finished dancing, they went on, they choreographed Mariah Carey. I mean, just doing world tours, everything. Remember the Time, Michael Jackson. So dancing now, Kid from Kid and Play, Play Martin from Kid and Play did a documentary called And I Danced, and it was highlighting all of the dances from that era, which was dope because we finally got to get the recognition. Because dancers now is different. They have a union, agents. We ain't have none of that. We were the agents, we were the union. Like when I was on tour with Salt and Pepper, we literally danced, we carried bags for extra money, and we did like kind of pseudo security. Like any way we could get an extra check, we was doing it. So it was different back then, and it didn't just come to us, man. We had to work. We worked hard. We worked very hard. Like choreographing an hour and some odd stage show, videos that was separate. And you're going out there, you're dancing in combat boots. That's why all of us now, we get together and be like, man, how's your hip? They're like, how's your hip? Like, we having different conversations now. Yeah. So it is definitely was a part of the culture. But I mean, that comes from who we are, man, the Renaissance era, the Nicholas Brothers, all the stuff I look at that we were doing, they did.
Right.
You know, they did all of it, and I love it.
Well, the thing that drives me crazy today, we talk about, first of all, everybody know I love dancing.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I
think we know that. Everyone knows
no
that.
problem. I do not understand the concept of being at a party and just standing there drinking.
Yeah, listen, when I first came to LA and I went out to a couple of clubs, I was out dancing and they're looking at me strange. And I'm like, what is the problem? And girls were like, guys don't dance out here. They don't. Everybody sits back.
You like, well, I ain't from here.
Yeah, I was like, well, I ain't from here. I'm about to get this floor. So I danced. Like, no matter what, I always, even now, if we were doing tournaments and there's a dinner and a DJ and we danced. The year was it Jeffrey Osborne?
Oh yeah.
Myself, you, Chris Tucker, all of us. Like that's who we are.
I'm telling you, I went to we went in Miami for American Black Film Festival. Mm-hmm. So a group of us went out, Jesse T. Usher, Erica Ash, Tiana Paris, the cats who in Survivor's Remorse and stars. And so, man, we go out, so we go to this place, club is packed, and DJ's in the booth, Kyrie Irving was in the booth with him. And I'm standing, and all of the dance floor is packed. Yeah. But they're all on the dance floor looking up at the DJ and Kyrie. And I was sitting there going, I said, first of all, I don't give a damn who the DJ is. Yeah. In fact, I don't even want to hear the DJ or see the DJ. Yeah. We get a dance. I said, y'all, I don't know what this whole thing, I don't get it.
It's different.
I can't, I don't drink. Yeah. But even if I did drink, I just don't get not moving. Yeah. I've always had this thing, and this was really in college. People say, man, how was the party? Are my clothes dry?
Right, exactly.
If my clothes were dry, the party was pure shit. It was shit. Yeah. And I'd be pissed when I got home. Like, what's wrong with you? Bullshit ass party. Yeah. I said, look at me. I said, clothes came the same. I said, as I walked out. Yep. But if I had to peel the clothes off, they were like, how was the party? Yeah. It was, I can remember parties where I had to peel the clothes off. Yeah. And they had to drive for 48 hours. Yeah. That's how sweated out they were.
That's how I remember it, man. We would do the clubs in New York, all the clubs. You would hit 2-3 clubs a night and just dance all night. There was this one club called Choices that stayed open. It was 24 hours. You would leave there 4 in the morning, 5 in the morning. We go to get breakfast and you could come back and it was just,
wow.
It was one of the only ones like that. And we danced to the sweat till you hurting, aching. Like, I miss that, man. That was, probably one of the greatest, times of my life, because we were broke. We just out there, got enough to get to the club, whatever, got enough to get breakfast for $2.25, special, but we danced everything away. Right.
I'm Faraji Muhammad, live from LA. And this is The Culture. The Culture is a two-way conversation. You and me. We talk about the stories, politics, the good, the bad, and the downright ugly. So join our community every day at 3 p.m. Eastern and let your voice be heard. Hey, we're all in this together. So let's talk about it and see what kind of trouble we can get into. It's The Culture. Weekdays at 3, only on the Black Star Network.
Did you see the documentary on Studio 54?
Yes.
Bruh.
Yes.
That when I watching that documentary,
Yeah.
and when they were saying how it was so hype, they said the music was pulsating.
Yeah.
Cats were just walking in and just throwing their coats.
Yeah.
At coat check.
Yeah.
And they said so many coats got mixed up. Folks just went home, and they said the moment they hit that door,
Ran right to
I
the
mean,
dance floor.
on the floor, and they had the photos and the video, and folks was just sweating
Yeah.
and dripping and didn't give a damn what anybody else thought.
Yeah.
I was like, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, if you had great music, and that's all that we would go to certain parties in New York because we knew certain people were DJing, and we only went if they were DJing because we knew we were gonna have a good time.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't. That's why I was going through my archives last year with COVID. I was going through it, and I was like, damn, how many folks I got me and D Nice? And that was the deal. And Nice would tell you, he's like, yo, when Roland walk into the door,
Yeah.
he comes
Yeah.
to the booth, say what's up, and go right to the dance
Same
floor.
thing. He was one of the people. It would be out of D Nice, Clark Kent, Stretch Armstrong, a house DJ named
What do they
Basil.
call themselves?
Basil, the original.
Yeah, the originals.
Basil, Tony Touch. Like there was certain DJs that if they were playing, you found your way to the party.
Yep.
Yeah.
We were
definitely.
true story. I'm in New York, and I don't know. I think I was there. I don't know if I was there for an event. I was speaking or something, and it was over early. So I'm walking down the street, and I run into this woman, her 2 or 3 kids, and her mama, and I just bump into them and like, oh, my God, we watch you, we love you. I was like, I appreciate that. So I think we had walked like 3 or 4 blocks. And so I walked about 2 blocks forward to my hotel and they turned left. And so I was like, all right, y'all take care. So I go to my hotel room and so, man, it's like 10. I'm like, what the hell going on in New York? I was like, anything going on in New York tonight? So I just put it on social media.
Yeah.
And Bevy Smith tweeted me, or she sent me a text. I think she did both. She was like, yo, there's a party at, I forgot the name of the hotel. And I remember because it was like all white and they had like LED lights. So I can't remember, but I know, but it was, so they like, she's like, D Nice is a DJ. I was like, yo, really?
Yeah.
So I put on social media, I was like, yo, I think I was a tweet, I responded, I was like, yo, Bevy, I said, D Nice performing, I got to go find this party.
Yeah.
The sister who I bumped into, she was like, I've been with my mama and these kids. She said, my husband left early. She said, I want to dance too.
Yeah.
I was like, all right,
Yeah.
meet me at this party.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, dude, she showed up.
Wow.
Man, because first of all, I danced with everybody. I danced the whole floor. Dance, come to find out, she was a dancer growing up.
Oh, wow.
And she was like, man, I'm so glad I ran into you. I was like, and that was just straight up. I was like,
That's
yo,
dope.
D Nice performing.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't worry about it. We getting in.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, yeah.
I said, I see you on the dance floor.
That's dope.
That's straight up what happened.
That's
man,
dope.
it was hilarious.
Yeah, that's dope, man. That's how we did it, man. We could be on a train, see somebody, meet somebody, and say, hey, we're going to this spot, and you just go and
Like, let's roll.
Yep, let's roll.
See, I can't. It's like when you roll. See, that's my deal. When you roll with folk, and it's like, look, we here to have fun. We ain't dealing with no drama.
Right.
None of that sort of stuff.
Right.
But the key that you said is certain DJs.
Yes.
What
Yeah.
absolutely drives me crazy are the DJs who DJ for them.
Yeah.
And my whole deal is, bruh, if the dance floor is damn near empty,
Yeah.
change the
Change
music.
the music, yes. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's true. That's true.
Oh, that kills me.
Kills me too.
Because you
man.
sitting there like, okay, you're gonna play something that's gonna get this
Yeah,
thing
yeah,
funky.
yeah.
And we see
Yeah.
you sitting here like,
Yeah.
all right, Doc, what you gonna, and then they'll hop around, and then it's the guys who are hardcore hip hop, and you look at the artists, you're like, dude, these are grown people.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to
mix
sit
it up.
here
Yeah,
and
you gotta
what?
mix it up.
So okay, I'm gonna see what your response is gonna be.
Okay.
So, what 10 songs? Let's say, party's dead, folk are restless, people are leaving. What 10 songs that the DJ can play that will completely flip the night and turn that thing out?
Always, Before I Let Go, Frankie Beverly and Maze.
Right.
Always.
That's on the list.
I think DJ Cool with Biz Markie, Let Me Clear My Throat.
Got it.
That's always gonna get the floor packed. Let me see.
To Be Real.
Yes, To Be Real definitely will. Alicia Myers, I want to thank you. That's always gonna do it. Because because sometimes you can play a mid-tempo song. It don't have to, be like bang, bang. You can play a mid-tempo song and everybody just jumps on the floor.
Flashlight.
Flashlight, oh yeah. Atomic Dog, always. That's always.
Not Atomic Dog. You leave that one out.
Atomic, come on. Yeah,
you can leave that.
Oh, I forgot. My bad. I forgot.
You can leave that one out.
But you know that one is
that
going
might
to
be in the top 30, but it ain't gonna be in top 10.
Yeah, okay. All right. I forgot. My bad. My bad. I saw your argument at the tournament. Never mind. Who else? Because I'm thinking.
Before you phone out, look at it.
I'm just thinking of all the genres, all the different genres.
See, one night, man, I was on Twitter and I was talking about this here, and I was like, yo, you throw, I said straight up, I said old school, I said where it's just gonna hit. September.
Of course.
You gotta throw that in.
Yep.
I would say, depending upon the group, well, first of all, you put on the butt.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely.
And now you gotta, because women gonna immediately respond to it, you gotta throw on either Cupid Shuffle. Now, a lot of dudes don't like line dances, but
I like it. Yeah.
It's gonna fill the dance floor up.
It is.
Or the wobble, one of those two.
Wobble, yep.
One of those two is gonna do it. And what's gonna always bring you back, Jackson 5, I Want You Back.
Oh yeah, always.
You play all those songs.
Yeah.
That party is going to completely change.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then from that point on,
you can play whatever. Yeah.
It's on.
Yeah, it's so many, because you can throw in a 90s hip hop joint. You can throw in the Fugees, Lauryn Hill's album.
You can throw in Poison.
Poison,
BBD.
always. We were at the Capitol Jazz Festival. They brought us on stage because they bring somebody on stage every show when they put on Poison, and I lost my natural mind. When that breakdown hit, I was like, and Kamen Kelly from Heart and Soul, he wanted to do a routine. I said, man, I ain't doing no routine. This is Poison. This is the breakdown.
We Jeffrey Osborne golf tournament. We on stage, and they bring up BBD, Earth, Wind and Fire, Sinbad's on stage, Sugar Ray Leonard, dude, and they come up, they play that.
Yeah.
We straight. Yeah. We just straight. Say it's on stage. It was crazy.
Yeah. That song is gonna always, no matter what, that song hits. Everybody's getting on the dance floor. Everybody.
That's gonna do it.
That New Edition too.
What? Absolutely. When Hypnotized by Biggie hits.
Man.
Them first. Soon as come on, you like.
Hot, sicker than your average. Papa Twist cabbage.
The joint's about to go.
Woo, man.
It's about to go.
And it's so crazy because I was there that night, that terrible night, and I just remember seeing how happy he just had this piece on him.
Really?
I went over, sitting with Puff, Stevie J, him, they were all there, and I'm like, what up, man? He's like, yo, you doing your thing. I see you doing your thing. It was just he had this piece on him. You know what I mean? Just like, man, I did it. And that song always, when I hear that song, I go back to that night.
Wow.
Yeah, I go back to that night. It's crazy.
You gotta throw in a Prince jam.
Oh yeah. Which one? Kiss. Gotta throw in Kiss.
It doesn't get played to me a lot, but in that moment, if you trying to go there, boom, you put on Let's Go Crazy.
Let's Go Crazy. That's true. That's true. You got to put on Sheila E. The Glamorous.
Oh,
hell
hell yeah. You
have to put on.
Oh, you hit that. The drums.
Yeah.
When that sucker, just the
and then
intro.
You come after that, then you blend that in with Climax meeting in the ladies' room.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right.
That right there, boy.
And then you can follow it up, Brownstone or Janae.
Ooh, see, Janae.
Uh-huh.
See, Janae, I would go Janae into Groove Theory.
And then I'm going to come back with Chubb Rock, Just the Two of Us.
And then I'm going to go Neo. What's his song? Oh my gosh. I forget the song. One in a Million.
All right.
And then after One in a Million, I'm going to bring that in with Truth Hurts.
Then I'm going to come back with Luther Bad Boy.
That's a bad song. And then right there, then I'm going to blend that in there with Sylvia. Gosh, what's the name of the song? Hey, baby, let me... Pillow Talk. Pillow Talk, boy. That's...
Then I'm coming right back with Got to Give It Up by Marvin Gaye.
Oh, yes. Got to give... Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. Then I'm going to come in right out there. I'll bring in McFadden and Whitehead. Ain't no stopping us now.
And then I'm gonna return with As by Stevie Wonder.
Oh, yeah, that's you know, one of my favorite Stevie Wonder songs is Saturn.
Okay.
That's one of my favorite songs. I mean, it wouldn't be right in that setting, but that's one of my favorite songs. Okay, then we're gonna go from there. Then we're gonna go to Teddy P. I Don't Love You Anymore.
Okay. I don't love you anymore. And then I'm gonna hit you right back with OJ's I Love Music.
Oh man, I love music. I love the OJ's. Okay, then we're gonna go from the OJ's I Love Music, and then I'll bring in Dancing Machine, Jackson 5.
And then I'm gonna come right back with ch 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 bum 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 bum
yeah.
bum bum.
Love and happiness.
Coming right back with that one.
And then I'm gonna stay right in that groove. I'm gonna stay right there with that Al Green, and I'm gonna go into what is the name of the song? Why do I forget? It sounds like oh God, Love and Happiness. Do you know the one? It sounds. They played it in. Was it Menace to Society? They played it in a couple of movies. Oh my gosh, why can't I remember it? I tell you, boy, these 50s ain't no joke. I had it right here. It was right there.
Oh, it's gonna come to you.
It's gonna come to me.
And then after that, I'm hitting with Lady Marmalade.
Oh, Lady Marmalade. My wife actually redid that. Her, Deborah Cox, Shantae Moore, and Kelly Price.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. Got to download that joint.
All right.
Lady Marmalade, okay. And then I'm gonna come in with the Emotions, Best of My Love.
And then I'm gonna hit you back with Confunction Fun.
Okay, all right. And then I'm gonna come in there with Switch.
Okay. Or
Yeah,
you go
the Switch. Yeah.
with They'll Never Be?
They'll Never Be.
Oh, so you move into that, and then I'm gonna hit you right back with Lady D'Angelo.
Okay, that's it. Okay, all right. And then go into Bilal, Sister, Soul Sister. You must be my soul.
And then I'm gonna hit you and shut it down with a door. By Prince.
Okay.
The women gonna love that one.
Oh yeah, they love that one. Guys, so many, man. I can go on and on and on. This could be a music show. Just talk about music. Y'all can talk about music all day long.
See, that's the thing. Again, it's just. See, for me, it's a throwback to growing up, where our family got together.
Yeah.
And you said it earlier. Look, you ain't had no money.
Yeah.
Cats weren't always trying to go somewhere,
Right.
trying to go out.
Right.
And it's just everybody at the house.
Yeah.
Yo, food.
That's all I remember.
And for folk get in the kitchen, and next thing you know, man, that thing turns into, the get-together turns into a 7, 8, 9 hour affair.
And then they tell you, go to bed, and then they got the grown-up party after.
No, we didn't do that.
Oh, my mom used to kick me out.
Oh, you used to kick you out?
Oh, sure.
No, we stayed up.
We snuck out, of course, but
we stayed up. It was I was even on a school night. Cats could drop by. It just turned. No, we were always in the same place. The next thing you know, somebody bring out some cards, and then it's either spades or bid whist, and then it just goes into this, man. And that for me, man, that's the thing that I tell people all the time now. We don't have to have reasons to get together.
Right. Yeah.
Just call up and say, yo, what y'all doing?
Yeah.
Jump on by the crib.
Yeah.
They call somebody else. And then it's like, well, what's the occasion? Ain't none.
Just getting together.
Just get together.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that drives me crazy
miss those days.
when people just think that, it's somebody's birthday? No.
Yeah.
I threw a party when I was in D.C. And I put it on. I was like, this is a ain't no damn reason party.
Yeah. Yeah.
And people were literally like, so, what do we bring? Nothing?
Yeah.
Just come. Then they said, well, I got kids. Bring your damn kids.
Yeah.
I said, I got a pool. Everybody good. And they were so shocked. I said, y'all don't understand. I grew up, and it wasn't, you didn't drop your kids off.
No.
We were all there.
Yeah.
And it didn't matter.
Yeah, it didn't matter, Mom.
We all had small ass houses.
Yeah.
Nobody was tripping.
Yeah.
It was just, hey, everybody in here, we gonna make it work.
And we did this in the projects, in the 2-bedroom apartment. It was packed. Moms would cook plates. Her and my grandmother, she sell plates. My mom, deep. She starts hitting me with a lot of this stuff now. The kind of life she lives. She was like, yeah, we were watching American Gangster. She said, I used to work for Nicky Barnes. I'm like, what? yeah. She was a little courier girl, like, blew my mind. So those were the kind of people that were around. I just didn't know. I was just like, oh, we got grown-ups. And she'll call me out sometimes, like, okay, do that dance. And you out there dancing, they give you $1, 50 cents, take that money right in the room. But that's what I think about, man. That's what the song that reminds me of my childhood growing up is Zoom, Commodores. I think about that song all the time. It just reminds me of South Bronx, the summers, girls outside, double dutch with pickles. The dudes playing stickball or tag.
See, we had the peppermint in the pickle.
That's what the girls would do, yeah. The peppermint, I remember that.
Or when you got fancy, you had the peppermint stick in the lemon.
I ain't do that one.
So that must be a Southern thing.
Yeah, that's Southern.
Yeah, Southern thing.
Yeah, but we took the now laters on the radiator and let them make them soft and take them off.
Really? Okay, we didn't do that.
Yeah. You gotta melt the now laters.
No, see, I did with the now laters. We sucked. Then we sucked on until it shrunk all the way down. That was the whole deal.
You gotta have them chewy.
And then of course it was sweet and sour.
Oh, sweet and sour.
Like that, especially the blow pops.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely blow pops. Oh, I remember. I'm so tired of being alone. That was it.
Okay. Yeah, you're right.
I knew it was gonna come back.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but yeah, man, those good days, man. Good day. I missed that.
Well, I think what happens is and the reality is we can still do it. It's amazing how people are just so scared to do it. They just don't. And I think what COVID did, COVID caused a lot of people to remember those moments. I mean, think how often folks were like, I'm too busy, I don't want to go. No, I'm tired or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when COVID hit, you couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't gather. You couldn't call, and you were antsy. And I told people, I said when we get beyond COVID, when we were back to regular get together, I said I guarantee you, it's going to be a lot of people who used to say no to getting together for drinks or for dinner or hooking up and dropping by, who are going to be like, no, we doing this.
I think what COVID did, like for my wife and I, we would throw. Our parties are legendary at the house. Like, I'm DJing, it's packed, we got food, people cooking, we got chicken, lasagna, whatever, and just having fun.
Right.
And, we look at the pictures like, man, that was fun.
Right.
And we can't get back to that. And I think what COVID did was it definitely made us really cherish what was, you know, that was valuable.
Yep.
But the flip side is I'm starting to see now, especially, you know, social media, and people are kind of getting that we back outside mentality. And it's kind of back to selfishness and me and da-da-da-da. I've seen kind of that little transition.
Right.
It's not the, you know, the unity that it was.
Dude, it was crazy.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Because I know you would we popped to my live a couple of times.
Right,
These
right.
were all over. You know, everybody was just supporting each other. People were just like, yo, man, you all right, you good. Like, and it was, I've never seen so much, yo, man, love you. And, you know, and it changed, man.
Pull up a chair, take your seat. The Black Tape with me, Dr. Greg Carr, here on the Black Star Network. Every week, we'll take a deeper dive into the world we're living in. Join the conversation only on the Black Star Network.
And I remember I was on Nice's Live with someone else, and I said, y'all, I said, 2 or 3 years from now, we're gonna be pining for this. Because it was, what was crazy about it was that schedules didn't matter. We weren't hopping on planes at 8 o'clock in the morning. There weren't other things that we were doing.
Your status didn't matter.
The stats didn't matter. It didn't matter how much money your ass was at home. You were at home on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter like the rest of us.
Yeah.
And but it absolutely was communal.
It was. It really was.
And it was just the back and forth and the commenting and all this sort of stuff. And it was straight. And it wasn't, oh, you only have X number of people who are on your live. No, it was just, it was just in this moment. And I mean, I just, so many times.
You say that, not to cut you off, but you say that it's funny because there were people, you know, come on my live, obviously, you know, the blue check people, I call them, you know, see my joint isn't, you know, I don't have thousands of that. And I'm like, I'm not doing it for that. You know what I mean? And then they pop in and then they just pop right out. You know, somebody else will see them and go, oh, hey, such and such, and they pop right out. I'm just like, it don't matter.
I started doing, it was so funny when somebody was like, oh man, you know, oh, you trying to be a DJ? I was like, well, first of all, anybody who knows me knows I love music.
Yeah.
I said, so this ain't,
definitely.
I said, this ain't got nothing to do. I said, you sit golf cart, you gonna hear me.
Yeah.
I said, we gonna always have music.
Me too.
And so when I started doing Club Brown Liquor, and the folks like, your ass don't even drink. I said, y'all, it's brown liquor music.
Right.
And so when I start playing stuff that cats had never heard of, and of course being from Texas, the Gulf Coast, you got Louisiana, Southern blues, Southern soul. Man, I'll be playing stuff, and I'll tell folks, I say, y'all, I ain't playing. And then I was sort of like D, like, no, ain't no request.
Right.
It's whatever I feel like playing.
Exactly.
You know, and some people were kind of like, I remember one night some guy was like, bro, you need to work on your transitions. I said, fuck transitions. I said, man, this ain't my job.
Yeah, you got.
And Nice was on. Nice. He cracked up. He was like, Ro just said to everybody, fuck transitions. I'm like, dude, I don't care.
You're playing the music, man.
Right.
You're playing the music.
I'm like, it's like when you're in your car, boom, I want to hear this song. I said, I'm not sitting here trying to sit here. Well, let me sit here and fade it in, bring it. I said, man, this ain't what I do.
Right.
I said, this ain't what I do.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I said, if you don't like it, hop on off. But it was just, we would just vibe. It was just listen to it, just enjoy it, just go.
Yeah.
And man, it was just, but I told everybody, I said, I'm telling y'all, I said in a year or 2 years, I said, we're gonna want this again, because it was just, we were all in that moment, and it was just, but the music was bringing back the memories. And I think it was bringing back people who are now ancestors.
Right.
It was people who we grew up with.
Yeah.
Those moments in time.
Yeah.
Oh man, I forgot about that song.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
You're right. And I miss that. I just, you know, I just slowly see it getting back to,
Yep.
we good now. You know what I mean?
The travel, the
Yeah.
schedule. I mean, I've said absolutely. I did it with my family. We lost my mom's oldest sister. She passed, 81. Then we lost a cousin who was 50.
Wow.
And we were on this group chat, and I said, we should not be getting together only at funerals.
Right.
Now, mind you, I grew up in a huge family where we got together every Sunday, where like at my grandparents' house, every Sunday.
Yeah.
It's 50, 60 people every Sunday.
I remember those days.
And so I said, and then they were like, so there's this annual service for the Founders of our Catholic Church we grew up in. And I was like, it was in March. I said, mind you, this is like May. I said, why in the hell are we waiting until March?
Yeah.
And it was probably about 6 weeks later, my mom's second oldest sister passed away.
Wow.
So she lost 2 of her 3 sisters in this in 2021. I said, y'all, what are we doing? I said, why y'all wait? I said, and nearly all my family's in Houston. I'm like, what the hell? I said, have protocols, everybody be vaccinated. I said, we get social distance. I said, but that's literally, this is what I said to them. I said, when we're at the funerals and we're talking about our loved ones, we're talking about those moments.
Yeah.
I said, we're now going to be in a situation where we will not have any of those moments to reflect on.
Right.
And they were like, dang, you're right.
Yeah.
And I said, no one needs an invitation. I said, just do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just let it roll.
Yeah.
And so they were like, yo, we doing this for Thanksgiving. I was like, precisely.
Yeah.
You know, I said, everybody got their own individual families, but I said, we can have our larger group family. And it's just forcing people to get out where it's just them and their life and realize that communal gathering, fellowship is so important.
It is.
Just to sit here and just kick it, just to hang, just to chat. You know, what you're up to.
Yeah.
And it's not, I need something. It's not, I'm in trouble. It's not, pray for me because I'm in a hospital. No, it's just hanging.
Just hanging. Yeah. Yeah.
See, that's one thing the golf. That's what people realize of the golf tournament. It's sort of like we got our own black golfing tour.
Yeah.
When you sort of, and it's just that's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And what it does for us, man, you see people you haven't seen, and it's a great thing. And I think for your mental health, it's super important because we don't talk about that enough.
Yep.
You know, I deal with a mother who is diagnosed mild schizophrenic, so I know how important that is. You got to talk about it. You got to get out. You have to see the sun. You see your friends. You see, hey man, what's up? Man? How you doing? Love you, brother. Whatever, man. Seeing Dr. J and seeing Sterling Sharp and all these guys, man. We see all the time. It's I don't take that for granted anymore. Right. Anymore.
Right. Well, in fact, like this year, last 2 or 3 years, Eric Dicker was like, man, you got to play in my tournament. And it was like, all right. And so I always do George, I always do Sid, do Anthony. And I was like, Bet was going to be there. And here's the other thing that, and it's really happened in a lot more in the last 2 years. I mean, really since COVID. And look, you all think about it. You think about, because I'm 53 on Sunday, November 14th. And as you, again, losing 2 aunts, 181, 180. And you think about your parents, my parents, dad's 74, mom is 73, end of November. And you think about your own mortality. And you think about things that we pass up. You think about, yeah, that cost this, but no, I don't really want to. But then it was like, I passed the moment up. And it's been a number of things where it's kind of like, yeah, I'm doing that.
Yeah.
And okay, I mean, I know that ticket's gonna cost this here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that because I have this sort of as hashtag I use, live life, love it. That you can work so hard, you can save all this money, and then what happens when you can't golf? When you can't dance?
Yeah.
What happens when you can't travel?
Right.
So you kill yourself, you worked hard, you know, all these sort of things,
Yeah.
and now you can't do any of those things.
Right.
And then what?
Then what? Yeah. That's real. That's real talk, man. It's deep. It's deep.
I had somebody tell me, they're like, like, man, why you always dancing? I said, you know what? I said, that was a time with Muhammad Ali. They told me, you talk too damn much. I said, when Muhammad Ali got Parkinson's disease, I said, he couldn't talk. I said, we longed in the last 20 years of his life for him to talk.
For him to talk. Yeah.
I said, but he talked so much
Yeah.
in them first 50 years
Yeah.
that we get all this film,
Yeah.
all this video.
Yep.
Documentaries are still being made.
Still being
I
made.
said, of him talking. I said, my whole deal is this here. I dance. I said, because you know what? One day you may not be able to dance.
That's right.
I said, I want to be able to say, yo, pull that YouTube up. I mean, because again, stuff changes.
Yeah.
Things change.
Yeah.
What's
What's that song? Everything Must Change?
Yeah. And it's just like, and I tell people all the time, it's like, yo, man, I don't really feel like doing it. I'm like, no, man, That's why if you at the party, I'm like, yo, man, hashtag live life, love it.
Yeah.
Enjoy this sucker.
You have to, man.
Go to it.
We have to.
And I've seen it. I've seen where a week later, someone's life is completely altered
Yeah.
and changed. Next
Yeah.
day, sort of same thing. Folks, Black Star Network is here.
Hold no punches.
I'm real revolutionary right now.
Support this man, Black Media. He makes sure that our stories are told.
Thank you for being the voice of Black America, Roland.
Stay black. I love y'all.
All momentum we have now, we have to keep this going.
The video looks phenomenal.
See, this difference between Black Star Network and Black-owned media and something like CNN.
You can't be Black-owned media and be scared.
It's time to be smart.
Bring your eyeballs home.
You dig? You talked about that once, about being in this entertainment space. It may have been on the reality show y'all did, where you talked about financial issues,
Yeah.
and how things are so transient, and it may be great today for a month,
Yeah.
for six months, for several years, and all of a sudden,
Yeah.
whoosh,
Yeah.
changes.
Yeah, it happens. You know, I've you know, in doing that show, initially I didn't want to, but my wife wanted to, and she'd been wanting to do reality forever. And then when we were going through what we were going through, I said, you know what, this would be a good time because we have something to talk about. I don't want to just do something. We running around arguing with each other and all of that. I said, we'd have something to talk about. So we did it, and I learned a lot from that. Got a lot of great, support, response from people, in the industry. You and I both know that we're struggling too, but just didn't want to talk about it because they're scared of, losing this persona.
Right.
I got to be balling.
Right.
And us going through what we went through, it wasn't out of us balling. We wasn't popping bottles nowhere. I dove into real estate. That's when they was giving everybody a loan. It was like, you want a house, you want a house. Hey, you know, it was like, you know, we had a property in Vegas, and you know, when the bottom fell, instead of jumping out, I'm trying to hold on because I'm thinking, hey, I'm gonna pass this down to my kids. You know, I know real estate creates, you know, so many millionaires, so much wealth, and instead of dropping it, you know, I tried to hold on, and that was the you know, cement brick in the ocean. So going through that stuff, you see who your friends are, you see that you have acquaintances in the industry. You don't always have friends. You see what's important. And I learned a lot because I didn't have those lessons growing up. I wasn't taught about money.
Right.
You know, my grandmother, my mom, I watched them work from job to job. You work, make your money, spend it.
Yeah, jobs, not careers.
Yeah, jobs. That's all I saw. So didn't have that training. So now I'm probably one of the, you know, first ones since in my grandmother and grandfather's era that really can't, you know, was making money like that. And you don't have that training and you don't have that foresight. You know, you make mistakes. You know, of course, if I wanted to get my wife something or enjoy ourselves, go to a nice dinner, we did that. But we never did anything really crazy. You know, I just really went hard into real estate, and that's what, you know, when the bottom hit and the whole thing happened in 2008.
Yep, 08, 09.
08, 09, that was rough. And you're not working, you know, work is here, it comes, you get a reoccurring here, a guest star here. You know, that's why I believe so much in creating your own content, which I always hear you talk about, which is what I'm doing now, and thankfully have some things that I'm excited about. But it's important because you can't just sit there and wait for that job.
Yep.
You cannot.
Yep. If you wait for that phone to ring, and see the thing that, and I tend to say this to people. Obviously, not everybody can do it, but it is understanding, especially when you're in this creative space, that in a sense you're waiting for somebody else to say yes, as opposed to, you know, I can actually tell myself yes. And now, because social media has totally changed, now the game has changed. Now you can, some say monetize, I say weaponize your following. Then it's, okay, now this is what we can do. Your wife is a singer. Things change in the music game. Older you get, those platforms are really for not even forget if you're R&B, if you're soul or whatever, but now, okay, I got an audience. Wait a minute, I still have a following. Now, you know, in terms of how can I nurture it, how can I build it? And I think for a lot of people, they only do that when they hit rock bottom or they lose something, and now they're scrambling. Now they're trying to, because see, now you're trying to pay the bills, but also build something. And so I encourage everybody, when you have another great gig or whatever, be building this. When I was with TV One, the 4 years that we did, the 4 years of Washington Watch, followed by the four years of News One Now, I was acquiring my own gear the entire time. The whole time.
That's smart.
So buy these lights, I buy that camera, buy that microphone, I buy this, buy that. So when they canceled the show, December 2017, I had probably $100,000 in gear. So I remember like a month later, we put on this State of the Union event, the State of Our Union. And literally, the switcher, the cameras, all sort of stuff, I already owned. Because going back to when I started in the business, my whole deal was I wanted to own my own laptop, my own camera, my own phone, my own pager. Because if I ever lost a job, I would not be without my weapons. And that has always stuck with me.
But you bet on yourself.
Right.
You bet on yourself. And that's what you have to do that. Because if you don't believe in you, nobody else is gonna believe in you.
And also I don't like when I know something work, I need somebody to say yes.
Yeah.
That's the other thing that for me, whether it's a book, whether it's any of those different things, and it's amazing to me how many people I talk to, who I counsel, advise, and they're. I remember I was talking to this one sister. She had a great book concept. She had a very good following. She was an ordained minister, and we're on the phone. I remember I was driving to an event in Baltimore. So it was probably like an hour drive from where I live. Man, we're on the phone and we're talking. And so we about 25 minutes in. Then finally I said, stop. I said, you desperately need to be validated. She's like, oh my God. I said, you desperately need to say, I signed a book deal with this company. I'm an author.
Right.
I said, you can, the book that you want to do, you can publish right now. But she was so, no, but I don't feel like I'm an author. I said, baby, if you got an ISBN number and it gets printed and you sell it and somebody hands you some cash for the book, you're an author.
Yeah.
And she was so, because I was like, why is she fighting this whole thing? And so it was a breakthrough for her because she realized that it was really the validation of I signed a publishing deal.
But there are a lot, especially creatives, who, need that validation. Who you want, even as a stand-up, you go out, you go on stage. The validation is from the audience that you're funny. The validation is they get your material. You do a scene. The validation is, okay, I, did everything I wanted to do, and the reaction from, once people see it. So it's just something in because I know I dealt with that. Just because of how I grew up. Like I needed to know that it was okay. I needed to know that I was good because I didn't hear that. I mean, my grandmother and stuff, but I didn't have that father there to say, hey son, you're good. Hey son, this, that. You know what I mean? So although my grandmother, my mother, they instilled it, you still need that male voice, and I think that carries over into whatever you become. You're creative, there's pieces of insecurity in there. When I do stand up, I'm basically telling that shy part of myself that doesn't believe that I'm funny, shut up. Then I get off stage and then I'm back to that guy. It's a weird dichotomy, but it's
yeah, because that is when I think back, as you were talking, because when you said the validation of the audience, yes, obviously I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
You want to do something where people say, oh my God, I love that. That was great. That was wonderful. The thing that I try to get people to is there are two forms of validation. The second validation is that is I'm on stage and they're laughing, I'm funny. But the first one is the person has to say yes to put me on stage.
Yeah.
Whereas in many ways for me, it's I'm gonna open my own comedy club. In that I'm not gonna kill myself for you to say yes.
Right.
I'm gonna go out and tell my people, yo, come check me out, come watch this, and let me know how you like it. And I think that's what stops a lot of people. I think it stops a lot of people, or they're waiting for somebody to say, okay, you cannot go on stage.
Yeah.
As opposed to, we now live in a world where there are stages everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
And we still think is that old model. I look at what's happening now with in this industry. It's no longer about the Big 7 studios.
No.
It's no longer even with the streaming services. It's also the proliferation of independent and how they're now even beyond the top tier, beyond Netflix, Hulu, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, HBO Max. There are so many other platforms where you're like, cool, all right. Y'all told me no problem.
Right.
I'm going over here and I can still do it. And in our business, this equipment has also changed because the cost is now much lower. Well, literally, Steven Soderbergh has done 5 films. With this.
Yeah, it's changed.
But it's getting the person to believe they can actually do it.
Right. That's a good point.
That's the piece right there.
Yeah, that is.
That's the piece right there.
That is. And I'm seeing that with stand-up specials. A lot of people, a lot of comedians I know, they're taking the power in their own hands. They go, I'm gonna take some money, get some equipment, I'm gonna shoot it myself. And then they go sell it. I've seen probably 3 or 4 do that. And that's inspiring. That's like, okay, it's not like back in the day you had to wait for HBO to come or this one to
come. Do the deal, production company, distribution. It's gonna cost a couple hundred, $250,000 to bring in the camera, all those different things along those lines. Now, man.
Or they're coming out to tell you, and if you're funny, or they're saying, oh yeah, well don't do this joke, and then you might want to stay away from this. Like you can go be yourself and sell yourself.
When you talk about blackness and what happens in black culture, we're about covering these things that matter to us, speaking to our issues and concerns.
This is a genuine people-powered movement.
There's a lot of stuff that we're not getting. You get it, and you spread the word.
We wish to plead our own cause. Too long have others spoken for us. We cannot tell our own story if we can't pay for it. This is about covering us. Invest in black-owned media. Your dollars matter. We don't have to keep asking them to cover our stuff. So please support us in what we do, folks. We want to hit 2,000 people, $50 this month, raise $100,000. We're behind 100,000, so we want to hit that. Y'all money makes this possible. Check some money orders. Go to P.O. Box 57196, Washington, D.C. 20037-0196. The Cash App is $RM Unfiltered. PayPal is R Martin Unfiltered. Venmo is RM Unfiltered. Zelle is Roland at RolandSMartin.com. I was a comedian, Country Wayne.
Oh yeah, I love Country Wayne, man.
So, and again, because of what we do, I'm when I'm watching something, I'm watching it and I'm laughing, but I'm also looking at how it was shot. I'm looking at the audio. I'm looking at, I'm like, okay, how did they do that? Or how did they get that shot?
Yeah.
Okay, what piece of equipment was that? And I was looking at it, I was laughing at one of his videos on Instagram, and routinely he's getting 400,000 and 500,000 views on his videos.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it, and so I hit him. I say, "What you shoot that with?" I'm like, "Did you use Canon C300? Did you use Sony? Did you use DLSRs? What you use?" He was like, "No, iPhone." I was kind of like, then I'm listening to the audio. I'm like, okay. Well, that's great audio. I was like, are you boom mic or are you using? And again, because the thing is, I'm watching it and I'm looking at how it was shot. I'm looking at the fluidity, I'm looking at the movement or whatever. Because when you're in those situations, look, you use what you got. It's sort of like my grandfather. When we went to my grandparents' house, they had 8 kids, who had 42 kids.
Wow.
They can make a pot of gumbo. And you're gonna have some chicken and sausage in your bowl. Now you may not have individually 3 pieces of chicken and 5 pieces of sausage in your bowl, but you're gonna have it in your bowl. Everybody gonna have some chicken and sausage in the bowl. Yeah. He knew how to take 2 chickens and feed all them people in a big pot of gumbo. And it's figuring out what's at your disposal to make it work.
Right. Yeah, I like that. What's at your disposal to make it work?
So you mentioned the content, what are you building? What are you doing?
For me, creating 2 shows, one which my good buddy Chris Spencer's EP on, and I'm working on, putting my stand-up special together. I've never had a stand-up special all these years, starting stand-up in '89, I started. And I made the mistake of, once I got my show, I stopped because I didn't want to travel. I tried to do a show. I took my daughter, my wife, we went, and it was just a lot. And I was like, So I was like, do I really want to be gone from Thursday to Sunday? And I'm like, well, I'm making the money, so I don't really need to go. But that was a pivotal time. And I remember Kevin Hart telling me that. He's like, man, what you doing, man? You got to stay on stage. And I was like, well, I'm making money. I ain't got it. I'm young, thinking like, I'm good. And he was absolutely right.
What show did you have at the time?
This was one-on-one.
Got
during
it.
that time.
So you're doing one-on-one, going great.
Yeah.
You making money. You like.
I'm like, I don't need to leave. I don't need to leave from Wednesday, Thursday to Sunday. I didn't want to do that. It was just like, I'm gonna stay here, or I didn't want to finish work Friday, fly out, go do a gig Saturday, Sunday. I was like, I don't have to do that. And I lost a little bit of that hunger that I had in New York, where I would hit all the clubs, running around. I'd be sometimes me and Chappelle, or me and this one or that one. We'd go to the Comedy Cellar at 1 a.m, and I mean, that was our life, and we loved it. You do 2 shows in Manhattan, go to Brooklyn, leave Brooklyn, go to Queens, go to Jersey, and I got complacent.
You got
comfortable. I was like, I got this money, I'm good. I don't need to go chase that, because that money wasn't at the same level that I was making, but what I was missing was that training.
Yes.
Was that.
And it wasn't the money.
It was the money. It was that's what I needed.
But also, so how long did the show last?
120 something episodes, 6 years.
Yeah, but the show ended when?
In 2007, I think.
Then what happens?
And after that, we had to crash, 2008.
Right.
Went through all of that. Yeah, went all of that, and wasn't going on the road.
So
I wasn't even in the mind frame of comedy at that time. I was
when I'm talking to people, I use this.
Yeah.
I use the example all the time. Mm-hmm. So one-on-one was your main.
Mm-hmm.
And you completely ditched your side hustle.
Well, that was my first love.
Right. No. Prime and love are 2 different things.
Right.
It's sort of like, what's paying the bills?
Right. Yeah. That at the time.
Okay. So this first love was paying the bills.
Right.
So this really became the first love was side hustle. Okay, because it was less than that.
Right.
But the reality is, that goes away.
Yeah.
Now this is now dormant.
Right.
As opposed to, when that's going well, no, I'm still doing this.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden, if this gets to here,
yeah,
if that goes away,
yeah. Oh yeah.
Now I'm not restarting. Now I'm not.
Yeah.
See, I've had to walk people through this, where I tell them, don't wait for the crash to start building.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the pressure is different.
It is.
It's the day. Look, again, I got to pay this, got to pay that. And so I said, versus, no. Keep building.
Yeah.
Keep building.
In retrospect,
keep building.
I'm like, I get it. Like in retrospect, I'm like, because it's just like an audition. If you not working and you go to an audition, it can smell desperation. As opposed to if I'm good, I'm working, I go in there, I'm like, I don't even care. You get it.
Yep.
So many gigs I've gotten like that. I'm like, I don't care, whatever. But you go in there like, they know, they smell it.
Yep.
And for me, the stand-up, which I love, like I slept, I ate, I drank it. Like, again, you see that check and you go like, oh, they're only giving me 10,000. Oh, they're only gonna give me this. I don't have to go. Instead of, what you said, thinking, hey, let me just keep building this here. So, because you never know, and then I can just, because this is forever. I can just stand up.
That's what I'm saying. That is the piece.
Forever.
Doc, when I was at CNN, it was a trip. We had announced, Jon Stewart had cracked on me wearing ascots. Then I fired back at Jon Stewart. Then Jon Stewart came back and fired at me, and he was like, Roland, you win this round. People were like, dude, you came back at Jon Stewart? I'm like, hell yeah, messing with my ascot. And it was a trip because I had been talking with this brother about launching a line of ties, bow ties, and ascots. Right. And so I'll never forget, we were on the 5th floor studio, I think, CNN. And guy was the Washington bureau chief. He go, now Roland, you know if you were full-time, you couldn't be doing all these things. I leaned in, I said, and that's why I never be full-time. You sort of jumped back. Because my whole thing was, again, go back to the validation piece. Their deal was, we're CNN. You got a clothing line. You got Tom Joyner. You're doing TV One, all those different things. And in fact, John Klein, who was the president of CNN US the next year, took me to lunch. He says, when are you gonna stop doing all these things? And I said, when are you gonna give me a 5-day-a-week show? Because we'd already negotiated, see, I had a 2-tier contract. I was a contributor, and we'd already negotiated a hosting contract that would pay me, I think it was $500,000 or $600,000 to host my own show. Right. So I was like, oh, you want me to give up my other stuff, which was actually flexing my muscles. Because CNN only was allowing me to do this. Right. I eventually got my own Sunday show on TV One, which allowed me to do this. Right. I was publishing my own books, allowed me to do this. Right. Doing radio on the Tom Joyner Morning Show allowed me to do this. And so I was using all of my stuff coming together, but not just with one place. Right. And I refused to do so. I refused to leave. Yeah. 2010, John Klein gets fired. 2013, Jeff Zucker comes in, he takes over, doesn't renew a whole bunch of us. When I walked out of CNN April 2013, I still had a show on TV One, launched a daily morning show. Right. Still had Tom Joyner, still had my books, still had my speeches. I would have been a damn fool
had you
to give that stuff up in 2009. And with now, all of that put me in the position to what I'm doing right now. I would have been crazy to give it up. But that's one of those things where it was, no, I can't, no.
Yeah, that's smart.
Unless you're gonna sit here and roll that Brinks truck in here. Yeah. But more importantly, allow me to use all of me. Yeah. I can't do it.
Yeah. No, that's smart. That's smart. Again, like I said, in retrospect, I totally understand. Hindsight is always 20/20.
Hatred on the streets, a horrific scene, a white nationalist rally that descended into deadly violence.
White people are losing their damn minds.
As an angry pro-Trump mob storms the U.S. Capitol, we've seen
We're about to see the rise of what I call white minority resistance. We have seen white folks in this country who simply cannot tolerate black folks voting.
I think what we're seeing is the inevitable result of violent denial.
This is part of American history. Every time that people of color have made progress, whether real or symbolic, there has been what Carol Anderson at Emory University calls white rage as a backlash.
This is the rise of the Proud Boys and the Boogaloo Boys. America, there's going to be more of this.
Here's all the Proud Boys, guys.
This country is getting increasingly racist in its behaviors and its attitudes because of the fear of white people.
The fear that they're taking our jobs, they're taking our resources, they're taking our women. This is white fear. So when you talk about shooting your comedy special, are you looking at trying to sell it? You're looking at distributing it yourself? You're looking at what, in terms of how are you now knowing what you could have done, how are you now trying to put your stuff together?
Yeah, now I am, I have an investor who, was a fan and then got in a great position and said, hey man, you need to do a special. And I'm like, no. He's like, listen, I'll put up the money, boom, 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 we'll own it, boom, boom, boom. Like, okay. I started thinking about it. Then I'm like, yeah, why not? And my thought was to shoot it and go out and sell it. And if nobody buys it, I can create a situation somewhere where I can get it distributed.
Right.
And just do it that way. My thing is not so much being caught in that, it is just doing it, because pushing myself past that, I can't do it, I should. Let me tell you something, I used to talk myself out of a lot of things, because I had, people in my ears, you ain't really that funny, it's just as funny than you, or you only getting over because this, that, and that. And a lot of that stuff used to eat away at me, when I was younger, and I was just like, man, am I funny? Maybe I'm not funny. Oh, again, it goes to the validation thing. It goes to that, having that voice in your ear. But, I got well past that, because I'm just at a place now in life that, I don't care, what people say. I'm like, whatever. Listen, I did the Michael Jackson movie, so you can't care what nobody saying me to do that. And I did it pre-social media.
Right.
So now I get nice little gifts on my timeline. They're like, man, what the hell was you thinking about? And then my picture with my pasty face. I said, hey, they paid me very well.
And how many people get to say they portrayed Michael Jackson?
I mean, oh gosh, so terrible. But yeah, how many people can say that?
Did y'all ever cross paths?
I met Michael a couple of times, but this was before. Obviously did the movie. He had the stuff going on then, the trial and all that.
Right.
I hadn't seen him in a while, but met him twice. Met LaToya and the brothers and stuff. Jackie used to live out by us, and they were they were cool. Like LaToya was like, oh, it was really great. Jermaine was like, he loved it. And listen, it started out. I get a call. Manager says, hey, they do this Michael Jackson movie, VH1, and they want to see you. And I'm like, they know I'm 6'4", right? So I go in, meet with this director, nice guy, great guy. We talk, no reading, nothing. We just talk. And I leave. Excuse me. Leave, get a call a couple of days after, they want to do it, but when they're offering you this, I'm like, really? Find out that there were two people they were looking at. Myself and, oh gosh, why am I forgetting his name? Was at school with Barack. Actor. They know they're friends.
Hill Harper?
Hill Harper.
Hold up. I'm sorry, hold up.
Yeah, he and I, yes.
You?
Yeah, they told me.
And Hill?
Yeah, they told me that those are the two choices. So I don't even know if Hill knows that.
6'4".
Yeah.
And 5'9".
Yeah.
Okay, how tall was Michael?
Yeah, he was about 5'9", I think.
Oh, really?
5'10", something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we were the choices. Anyway, I get it. We go to shoot it in Canada, and just from then, I was just like, no, we need to get somebody to come up, from the States to do the makeup, because I just knew, when they started airbrushing me, I knew I was in trouble. They wanted to put a nose on me, a prosthetic. I was like, no, yeah. And the hook was, we got all the music. You're gonna be doing these great performances with the real music, and then we the fourth quarter in, and come to the trailer. Yeah, so Flex, about the music. Legal, wasn't able to get it cleared. I'm like, but y'all told me that from the beginning. So it really took it down. I think had it had the real music, it may have helped. But
right.
Yeah, but that came at a time that was, I had finished the show and I was thankful, man. My thing is I just love working.
Right.
I just love working. Like whatever. We all have jobs that we probably look back and go, man, I did that, but it's work.
Yep.
And work begets work. and I just love to work. That's it.
Is there? You've been in the business a long time.
Yeah.
Music, movies, videos, we can go down the whole line. Is there somebody, music or film, whatever, that you really want to do something with? You really want to.
Oh my God, Denzel. Denzel is for me, he's the epitome. You know, I mean, I met Denzel playing ball at the Hollywood Y. We had these historic runs at the Hollywood Y. Chris Spencer, gosh, anybody you could think of, Jerome from the time, like anybody you could think of would come down there and hard-nosed run. I mean, brothers is fighting and I mean everything. That's where Ron Shelton got the majority of the people for White Men Can't Jump by coming down to the Y. And I remember this one day, we're playing, Denzel's out there. I'm excited. I'm like, yo, Denzel's out. I get the ball. I'm on a fast break. I'm going, and I see him coming to try to play defense. And I'm like, he must not know, like, I can get up pretty high. And I take off, boom! And he caught me like this. He just had, it was just sack all in the face. He was just like, so then everybody's like, oh. So then my brother is there. My brother Todd is there. And he's talking. He's like, my brother's like super loud. He's like, oh, you got dunk on. Oh, Denzel. And Denzel said, man, where's my wallet so I can crush this fool? Like, I said, man, you didn't have to go there, dude. You didn't have to go there. But
where's my wallet so I can crush this fool?
But he was so cool, man. Took a picture, and he was like, hey, I got this new restaurant. Him and Brad, it was called Georgia's. It was a new thing, and man, we went, and from then on, man, anytime I saw him, he was always cool. Like, he would be somebody that I would definitely want to work with, just because of, you know, who he is to us, man. To me, he's everything, man. You
didn't ask him? You didn't say, man, let's do something.
At that time, I didn't. At that time, I was so still enamored, and I wasn't even thinking about, you know, dramatic stuff or any others. At that time, I was doing sitcoms, so I was kind of in.
So when the last time you saw him?
Judge Mathis's house. That was maybe 12 years ago, something like that. And I had done a commercial, and I remember getting teased on social media for doing a commercial. Like, why are you doing a commercial? Ah, man, you can't get no work there. I'm like, do you understand how much that commercial paid me?
Right.
And
Sam Jackson has said commercials. He said you making movie money.
Let me tell you something. It was an AT&T commercial, and they played it during the Super Bowl, almost every other commercial. And they had two different versions, and I got paid from both versions. I was like, man, I don't care what you talking about. Like, I mean, that was at a time where things were really down, so that came right on time. So I saw him at Judge Mathis's house. As soon as I walked in, he was like, hey, I saw you in that commercial. And that was the last time I saw him. We just, you know, talked. And I, again, didn't think about, hey, man, I want to work with you, whatever. Denzel's one of those guys, it's like, if you say, I want to work with you, he'd be like, well, work on your craft.
Yep.
You know, work on your craft. You know, if, you know, you get to that point, then, yeah, I'll see you. He ain't going to be like, hey, come on. So that's what I did, you know, that whole time, just working on.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a video.
Okay.
And I'm going to send this to Paulette.
Okay.
See, that's how I get to Denzel. Yeah. See, that's what I'm always cool with the wife.
Yeah.
I'm cool with. I understand. And then if it's an actress, I'm cool with the husband. Right. I always get to him.
Paulette is a sweetheart.
All right, Denzel and Paulette. So I'm sitting there interviewing Flex. I said, who you want to work with? He said Denzel. Denzel, he said he dunked on you once. Y'all used to hoop. So we're gonna send this to him right now. Go ahead.
What's up, D? Man, I'm sorry about the dunk in Hollywood Y. I'm so sorry about that. You probably don't even remember that. But yeah, man, you are definitely the pinnacle for me, and definitely want to work with you, man. So you know, keep me in mind.
All right. So I told him, I said, we're gonna make this video. I'm gonna send it to you. I don't know what happened. I did my part, and so I said I'm gonna forward it on. Paulette, you next to sit down on the couch now. You next for the next interview. You know we've been talking about it, so we're gonna make that happen. We're gonna send that right now, and let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Now it's so funny because I interviewed Trevor Jackson and he said the same thing, and I sent it to her, and she was like, I'll pass it on. I'll pass it on. See, I tell everybody.
I'm sure she gets that all the time. I'm sure she gets that all the time.
Of course.
People, I'm sure, man. That just, yeah, man. That dude is just, man. He's a pinnacle.
Well, my man, good to chat with you.
I appreciate you, man.
You know, chopping it up.
I appreciate
having a good time.
Yes, sir.
See, so now next time I come out to LA, we gonna have to throw a Flex and Rollin'. It don't matter, get together. Because normally I used to do this all the time. I would do dinner parties.
Oh yeah.
I would come here, and it was totally text message. It wasn't no invitations.
Right.
Wasn't no. It was like, yo, we just come as you are. We just it was get together. Man, we had a potluck one time. Yeah. And it was by 60, 70 people. Folks brought food.
Oh, that's
Dude,
awesome.
It was crazy.
That's dope.
So
that's dope.
Yeah, I'm thinking. We're gonna be, I think, in a new phase with COVID. So we're gonna have to do that thing. We come back, and so you could be rocking the DJ. And you know where I'm gonna be.
Oh yeah, I
on the floor sweating.
And I won't play Atomic Dog.
All right, baby.
All right,
I appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. I don't know.